As most of you will be aware that this salawat, Darood Ibrahim or Salatul Ibrahimiyya is the king of salawat, is the crown of all the Darood and Salams. Although Prophet ﷺ has mentioned many other salawat himself, and thereafter the Sahaba, Tabi'een, scholars, ulama, they have also written many salawat. But this remains the king and the crown of all the salawat. The more Rasulullah ﷺ mentioned that this is king, the less is the people which they recite. And they say there is a strange kind of salawat which maybe I have written, someone has said they are doing that, but what the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that this is the most virtuous. Few people recite that. And this is one of the problem of human beings, that they choose to do whatever they want rather than what Allah and the Prophet ﷺ wants. The salawat or the durood, to my knowledge, obviously I have very little knowledge, the greatest book which has been written from the volume point of view, from the content and the size point of view, has been written by an Ummi saint, likes of Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh, who's buried in Pakistan currently, Sheikh Abdul Rahman, rahimahullah ta'ala, buried in the province of KPK near Islamabad. From the entire world and all the people who have written Durood Sharif and Salawat, his is the greatest one, meaning from the size and the volume point of view, and also the content point of view. The reason being that Shaykh Abdul Rahman al-Jawrawi rahimahullah ta'ala lived in this century. He was completely a person who not been to madrasa, who could not read or write as such. Let aside Arabic, even other languages, whose language was not Arabic, who had not studied Arabic at all, who would not write Arabic. He was an Ummi person. And he had this desire to write Durood Sharif, like there is 30 juz of Quran, and he had desire to write 30 juz of salawat and durood. 30 ajza, meaning the para, the sipara, which is called the part of the Quran. So he dictated in Arabic, because he could not write himself, but he was mentioning by the God-given knowledge. Other scholars, they wrote by his dictation 30 juz Quran of salawat, which is like almost five thick volumes as such. Of A4 size, you may say, such thick, meaning how much the Quran is thick, 5 volumes, and all there are durood and salam in there. Written by, dictated by a person who don't know Arabic, and in such a way that even the very learned people in Arabic, they have to open dictionaries to understand what he meant. So that's present. This is a living karamat. Firstly, the proof of that they are awliya, ummi awliya Allah. Secondly, the living karamat of a wali, which is even a challenge to whole of the people who do not believe that if they can come up with something like this. Anyway, he's a very pious man, very obviously presently buried in Pakistan. So a person who have opportunity, they can visit their muqam and mazar. This time with the brothers, we had a program or 2 programs there in the locality, and we had the opportunity to go to his muqam and grave. And with us, like you will be learning to open the spiritual eye and then also to interact with the world of barzakh, to speak to the arwah of awliya and anbiya. Like you will be learning in 3 days, 4 days. They were with us people who have been with years with myself, those, so they already have that at a very high level. So when we went there and did Muraqabah on his grave, he blessed us with his ziyarah and mentioned many, many precious advice from the barzakh, from the other world. One of it was regarding durood and salam, because who can know better than him who've written 30 juz of durood, that what to recite, how to recite. So he gave us advice that when you recite, he said that I've written as though so many salawat, there are 5 volumes. Each volume consists of maybe 400 pages. Maybe I'll ask someone to bring whilst you are in retreat just to do see and do ziyarah of it. Or 1 volume. But he mentioned as though that my all salawat are not equal to 1 letter of the durood which taught by the Prophet ﷺ. So now you know 2 things. Now you know that the greatest ever book written in the entire history of human being is his book. And secondly, you know that he was completely a person who could not read or write. That side, Arabic, not even his own language. And thirdly, that it's not a story which comes in the books, and the book is not there. The book is living evidence being published continuously. You can buy and keep a copy. Also on the internet you can download. Anyway, what he said from his blessed grave and blessed place in barzakh, obviously a very high-ranking person, he said when you recite Durood Sharif, when you recite the salawat, he said if you want to benefit, so when you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin, for example, you are reciting Durood Ibrahimi, he said whenever the name of the Prophet ﷺ comes, at that time, if you can visualize, if you can see him, then see him. If you cannot see him, remember him. Think about him. And it's not a very far-fetched idea that people are not able to see Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam most of the time. There are people here in your majlis that while sitting and getting up, they say salam and darood to the Prophet ﷺ and they hear the answer. Every time they sit and every time they get up, they say salam. Not they say salam only, but they hear the response of the Prophet ﷺ. He's talking about you people, not myself. So what to say about the awliya, salihin, meaning the other. So he said, whenever you recite the Durood Sharif, you want to benefit. When you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin, think about the Prophet ﷺ. Remind yourself about his personality. So when the tongue is saying the words Muhammad, the mind is thinking of the personality of Prophet Muhammad. And then he said, when you say wa ala ali Muhammad, when you say wa ala ali, and the al, the offspring, the family, he said, think about Sayyida Kainat, Sayyida Fatima al-Zahra, Imam Hassan, Hussein, Sayyidina Ali, Sayyidina Imam Zain al-Abidin, Sayyidina Imam Muhammad Baqir, Sayyidina Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, these people who were the al of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali, when you say Ali, you show your mind and your thoughts should go through it should run through thinking about Imam Hussein, Imam Hassan radiallahu anhuma, their blessed mother and the mother of all, because Prophet ﷺ said about Sayyida Fatima al-Zahra, Ummi Abiha, that she is like a mother even to her father. She holds this title, so you can say she's the mother of the universe as such. And he said that when again Prophet ﷺ name come then and when it says Kama Sallaita ala Ibrahim, and when the name of Sayyidina Ibrahim comes, your mind should go towards Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Think about Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, his personality. He is the forefather of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then when you say wa ala ali Ibrahim and the al of Ibrahim, then he said particularly think about Sayyidina Ismail and the blessed parents of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They were from the Ali Ibrahim. Sayyidina, namely Abdullah bin Abdul Muttalib radiallahu ta'ala an, wa Sayyida Amina radiallahu ta'ala anha. So he said, when he says wa ala ali Ibrahim, in Ali Ibrahim, obviously all the prophets of Bani Israel, especially Sayyidina Ismail, and to us which are more related, the parents of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So wa ala ali Ibrahim ka jab aaye, to then you think about the parents. Innaka Hamidum Majid. And then obviously that has also our meaning. But anyway, basic meaning कि जब आप दुरूद इब्राहिमी पढ़ रहे हो, जब हजूर अलैहिस्सलाम का नाम आए, तो नबी अलैहिस्सलाम की तरफ तवज्जो, आप अलैहिस्सलाम को याद करें, उनकी हस्ती को, उनकी सूरत मुबारका को अगर बंदे को याद है। और जब आले मोहम्मद लफ्ज़ आए तो सईदा कायनात फ़ातिमा ज़हरा, इमाम हसन हुसैन रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु उनको ज़हन में लाएं। और जब सईदा इब्राहीम अलैहिस्सलाम का तज़किरा आए तो हज़रत इब्राहीम के बारे में सोचें। वाला आले इब्राहीम, जब आले इब्राहीम का तज़किरा आए तो सईदा इस्माईल और रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के वालिदैन के बारे में। तो ये उन्होंने, दिस इज़ व्हाट ही टॉट फ्रॉम his blessed grave. Obviously the person who written or dictated one of the greatest salawat upon the Prophet ﷺ. तो इसलिए जो है वो तवज्जो से पढ़ना चाहिए। Meaning the tongue does its own job, the mind should do its own, the heart should do its own, spirit should do its own, but we have not learnt yet. वो तो अभी maybe on Monday, up to when we reach Monday, we will be able to, many of you will be able to, inshallah, do this spiritually at such a higher level. But now we have not started yet actually. And we are getting ready and inshallah for it. So yeah, so I thought I'll just mention a very brief adab, the one of the etiquettes as I mentioned, about reciting the Durood and Salam, and also mentioning a great wali and salih person. And plus you know now about that book, Salawatul Rasul. It's a blessing to keep it, blessing to read it like you read Quran. You can read a portion of that as well. The Quran is the wahi of Allah Jalla Majduhu, which came on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is not wahi, but this is called ilham. Ilham means inspiration from Allah, praising His beloved sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's as though through wahi Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent a message to us of salvation, and through this wali Allah Azza wa Jal has praised His beloved, whose name is Muhammad, the most praised one. Definitely he deserves more. MashaAllah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على